I want you to pause for a moment and really pay attention to what is happening around you. The world is not simply changing, the world is shifting. The economy is moving in a new direction. Most people do not see it happening. Not because they are not smart, not because they are not paying attention, but because the shift is slow and quiet. Large changes usually feel small at first. You do not notice the change day to day. You simply wake up one morning and say, "This feels different." That is the kind of shift we are living through right now. This shift is not loud, it is not dramatic, it is not a crash or an explosion, it is more like a slow bending of the entire system. And if you understand this shift, you can protect yourself. You can prepare. You can get ahead. You can build strength while others are confused. The old economic world is fading. The new economic world is forming. You must understand the difference. For more than 10 years, the world felt stable. Interest rates were low. Borrowing was easy. Global trade was smooth. Technology was growing but not overwhelming. People trusted the system because it felt predictable. But slowly the foundation began to crack. Prices changed. Job rules changed. Housing changed, borrowing changed, technology changed, the world around you changed. It felt like nothing at first, but the truth is simple. The old world is not coming back. The new world is already here. To understand this clearly, imagine the global economy like a big bridge. For many years, the bridge felt solid and safe. People drove across it confidently. People trusted it without thinking. Then small cracks appeared. Then a bolt loosened. Then the structure weakened. Then a sign was posted that said weight limit reduced. That sign is everywhere today. You feel it through rising prices. You feel it through job uncertainty. You feel it through unstable markets. You feel it through higher interest rates. You feel it through daily stress. These are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has three major shifts. Money is more expensive. Trade is less global. Technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. For many years, companies built long supply chains. Countries traded easily. Businesses looked for the cheapest labor anywhere in the world. This made goods cheaper. This made shipping reliable. This made the world feel connected. But that world is breaking apart. Trade tensions increased. Pandemics disrupted supply chains. Politics became unstable. Shipping became unpredictable. Let me explain this with another story. Marissa works for a clothing company. Her company used to manufacture everything in one country overseas. It was cheap and efficient. Then disruptions started. Shipping costs increased. Factories shut down. Delays became normal. Her company slowly realized they could not rely on one country anymore. They had to rethink their entire business. This shift affects everyone. It affects prices, it affects jobs, it affects supply, it affects global stability. The world is forming smaller trade clusters now, not everyone trading with everyone. The third major shift is technology, especially artificial intelligence. Technology is changing how value is created. It is changing how work is done. It is changing which jobs stay and which jobs disappear. Let me explain this with one more story. Sarah worked in customer support. She answered emails and helped customers. She was good at her job. Then her company introduced AI tools. AI answered the simple questions instantly. Many people panicked. They thought their jobs were gone. But Sarah made a different choice. She learned how to use the AI tools. She learned how to manage the AI workflows. She learned how to handle the complex cases that AI could not solve. She went from basic support worker to a higher level role. She earned more money. She became harder to replace. She became more valuable. This is the new rule. People who work with technology will rise. People who fear technology will fall behind. These three shifts combined create a new economic era. Money is expensive. Trade is fragile. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow. By understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly, these are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has three major shifts. Money is more expensive. Trade is less global. Technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Most people see change as a threat, but if you look closely, every economic shift in history has created a new group of winners. These winners were the people who saw the pattern early. These were the people who moved while others waited. These were the people who prepared while others panicked. You are doing that right now by learning and paying attention. Most people are sleepwalking through this shift. You are not. You are wide awake. The truth is that this economic shift is not only a warning, it is also a chance to rise. Every major transformation creates new opportunities for people who adjust fast. Let us talk about how this shift becomes an advantage for you. Job security today no longer comes from the job. It comes from your skills and your ability to adapt. In the old world, job security came from staying in one place. In the new world, job security comes from being able to move anywhere. The old world rewarded loyalty. The new world rewards ability. Think about it like this. Old job security was like having a strong chair to sit on. As long as the chair stayed in place, you were safe. Today, the floor under the chair is moving. Now, real security comes from learning how to stand with balance. You can stand anywhere when you rely on your skills. Let me explain with a simple story. Lena was an accountant for 12 years. Her job was stable and predictable. Then her company introduced new AI tools that automated financial reporting. Work that took her 20 hours now took the AI less than a minute. Her coworkers panicked and complained. They said that AI was taking their jobs, but Lena asked herself a different question. She asked what roles would exist in a world where AI handles the simple tasks. She realized that companies still needed people to interpret the numbers. They still needed people who could explain the insights. They still needed people to connect the data to strategy, so she changed her approach. She learned the AI tools instead of resisting them. She became the link between the AI system and the leadership team. She went from basic data entry to presenting insights to executives. Her salary increased, her value increased, her job security increased. Same person, better positioning. That is the shift. The economy is not bad, it is changing, and change always creates winners and losers. The losers expect the old world to return. The winners study the new rules and move early. Let me show you these new rules. New rule 1. Outcome matters more than effort. The old world rewarded time spent. The new world rewards results created. New rule 2. Technology is now your teammate, not your enemy, not your replacement. Your teammate. People who avoid technology will fall behind. People who learn technology will rise faster. New rule 3. Being average is more risky than ever. AI handles average tasks easily. This does not mean you need to be a genius. It means you need to be recognizable. You need to have a clear skill or clear strength. New rule 4. You must build your own safety net. Companies cannot guarantee long-term security. You must secure yourself through skills, networks, and multiple income paths. Let us talk about something important. Now, small moves matter more than big moves in this new economy. Most people think they need huge plans, but economic shifts reward small, consistent changes, small skill upgrades, small reductions in expenses, small improvements in income, small uses of new tools. All of these stack into major progress. Let me give you a story that proves it. Jordan felt stuck. He had debt, he had a low salary, he felt exhausted and discouraged. Then he tried a simple rule: improve one thing by 1% every day, just 1%. One day he watched a short AI tutorial, next day he cut one useless subscription, next day he sent one message asking for freelance work. Next day he learned one new tool. Small moves, but within 6 months he had new skills. He had a small side income. He reduced part of his debt. He had more confidence. He had more opportunities. Not because he made one big change, because he made 100 small changes. This is how advantage is built in a shifting economy. Not through luck, through small repeated decisions. Positioning is the key word now. You do not have to be perfect. You simply need to be positioned above the average person. If you learn simple AI tools, you move ahead of a large group of workers. If you learn basic data skills, you move ahead of another group. If you communicate clearly, you rise above even more people. Stack these together and you position yourself above most of the market. The shift is not the enemy. Confusion is the enemy. When people feel confused, they freeze. When people feel clear, they move. You are gaining clarity right now. You are becoming ready for a world where the rules are different. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow. By understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly, these are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has three major shifts. Money is more expensive, trade is less global, technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. The next part of this economic shift is understanding how your daily decisions shape your financial future. Most people think they need massive change to escape financial pressure, but you do not need a massive change. You need consistent control over a few key areas of your life. There are three areas that decide how you survive and grow in the new economy: your income, your expenses, your skills. If you manage these three correctly, you stay ahead. If you ignore them, the shift will hit you harder. Let us start with income. In the modern world, relying on one income source is becoming risky. Your salary can change, your industry can change, your company can change, but your ability to create income from multiple places gives you freedom. You do not need 10 side hustles. You do not need a huge business. You just need a small extra income stream that gives you breathing room. This could be freelance work. This could be remote tasks. This could be simple online services. This could be using a skill you already have but never monetized. The goal is not to get rich overnight. The goal is to reduce pressure and increase stability. When people have more than one income stream, they stop feeling scared, because even if one income source changes, the others support them. That is the power of diversification. Now let us talk about expenses. Inflation today is not the same as the inflation your parents experienced. Prices are rising faster in specific categories like rent, healthcare, insurance, and food. This means your old budgeting method may not work. You need a modern budgeting system built for modern problems. The first step is cutting emotional spending. Emotional spending is the money you spend out of stress, boredom, sadness, or pressure. This type of spending does not bring joy or value, it brings regret. The second step is eliminating subscription creep. Subscription creep is when small monthly payments add up without you noticing. This can silently drain hundreds of dollars each year. The third step is building a controlled spending environment. This means having separate accounts for bills, savings, and daily expenses. This keeps your money organized. Now we come to the most important part of all, your skills. Your skills decide your income. Your skills decide your opportunities. Your skills decide your freedom. In the past, people learned skills slowly. They took traditional courses. They studied for years. Today, the world rewards people who can learn faster. You do not need a degree to learn valuable skills now. You can learn almost anything online. You can learn from small courses. You can learn from free tutorials. You can learn from short videos. What matters is not where you learn. What matters is that you learn consistently. Let me give you a real example. A friend of mine worked at a call center. He made average income. He worked long hours. He felt stuck. Then he started learning simple AI tools after work. He did not become an expert overnight. He learned one tool at a time. He practiced for 20 minutes each day. Within 4 months, he started offering small services online. He earned extra income. Within 1 year, he doubled his salary by switching companies. He did not change his entire life. He changed his skills. That is the shift. Skills are now the difference between being stuck and being free. Skills are now the difference between pressure and confidence. Skills are now the difference between falling behind and rising above. Another important part of this economic shift is that industries are changing faster. Jobs that look safe 5 years ago are not safe today. Jobs that did not exist 5 years ago are now high paying. This means you must stay aware of where the world is moving. Let me make it simple. The world today rewards people who understand technology, not people who become experts. People who know how to use simple tools, people who can combine creativity with technology, people who can solve problems quickly. If you do that, you rise fast. Let us talk about your mindset now. Your mindset controls how you respond to the shift. Some people react with fear, some people react with denial, some people adapt with patience and confidence. The third group always wins. You do not need to be fearless. You only need to be aware. You only need to be willing to adjust. You only need to take small actions. Small actions compound into big results over time. Now, I want to show you something important. Most people think the economic shift is happening to them, but the shift is actually happening for them if they respond correctly. This shift can push you to learn skills you never thought of. This shift can push you to create extra income you never considered. This shift can push you to organize your finances better. This shift can push you to improve your mindset. This shift can push you to build the strongest version of yourself. Every shift creates new winners. You can become one of them. You only need clarity and direction. Now, let me give you clarity. The economy is changing in three major ways. Money is more expensive and debt is dangerous. Global trade is unpredictable and companies will restructure. Technology is replacing tasks but improving opportunities. These three things create pressure, but they also create openings. The openings belong to people who take action. Think about this for a moment. You do not need to be better than everyone. You only need to be better than the average person. And most people are not even trying. Most people are distracted. Most people are waiting for normal life to return. But normal life is gone. A new normal is being built. You can build with it. When you learn modern skills, you rise above the average. When you create small income streams, you rise above the average. When you reduce emotional spending, you rise above the average. When you use technology instead of fearing it, you rise above the average. This is how you win in the new economic world. This is why you do not need fear. You need awareness. You need preparation. You need small progress every day. You need to keep moving. I want you to remember this. The world is not collapsing. The world is transforming. Transformation is uncomfortable at first, but transformation always leads to opportunity for those who stay focused. You are already on the right track because you are not ignoring the shift, you are studying it, you are understanding it, you are preparing for it. This is how winners are formed in uncertain times. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow. By understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly, these are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has three major shifts. Money is more expensive, trade is less global, technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Now let us talk about something extremely important. In every economic shift, the biggest difference between people who rise and people who fall is not talent. It is not money. It is not education. It is not connections. It is awareness. Awareness is the real advantage in times of change. When you understand what is happening, you can move early. When you do not understand what is happening, you react too late. You are listening to this right now, which means you are already ahead of most people. Let me give you a simple truth. Most people do not prepare. Most people complain. Most people stay confused. Most people wait for things to fix themselves, but this shift will not fix itself. You must respond to it. There are three major responses that successful people make in times of economic change. They learn what the world needs next. They prepare before the pressure increases. They build a flexible version of themselves. Let me break this down clearly. The first response is learning what the world needs next. The world is changing, and that means industries are changing, skills are changing, opportunities are changing. You must learn the skills that the new economy rewards. These are not complicated skills. These are skills like communication, organization, basic technology, AI tools, and problem solving. These skills make you valuable anywhere. You can take them to any job. You can take them to any industry. These skills travel with you. The second response is preparing before the pressure increases. When people wait too long, they begin preparing during the crisis. That is the worst time to start. The best time is before the pressure reaches you. Preparing early gives you options. Options reduce stress. The third response is building a flexible version of yourself. A flexible person can survive in any environment. A flexible person can change careers if needed. A flexible person can learn new tools. A flexible person can earn money from different places. Flexibility protects you. Rigidity breaks you. Think about a tree in a storm. The stiff tree breaks. The flexible tree bends. Right now, you must be the flexible tree. Let me explain why this matters. The economic shift will not be a straight line. Some months will feel calm. Some months will feel intense. Some industries will rise. Some industries will disappear. This is normal during transformation. Your job is to adjust, not panic. Your job is to prepare, not freeze. Your job is to grow, not wait. Now, let me talk about something people do not like to admit. The economy is becoming more competitive. More people are applying for the same jobs. More businesses are fighting for attention. More workers are learning new tools. This may sound negative, but it is not. Competition is only a threat to people who are unprepared. Competition is an opportunity for people who are improving. If you improve faster than others, you get ahead automatically. Let us talk about building a strong financial base in this new world. You need 3 layers of financial protection. The first layer is a small emergency fund. This does not need to be huge. This is simply your buffer. This buffer gives you breathing room when life becomes unpredictable. The second layer is reducing high interest debt. Debt becomes heavier in the new economy. Interest eats your income. Reducing expensive debt frees your money. You feel lighter. You feel clearer. You feel more in control. The third layer is creating income streams that are not tied to one employer. This is your freedom layer. When you have more than one source of income, you are no longer trapped. You gain confidence, you gain stability, you gain power. I want you to understand something important now. You are not behind, you are not late, you are exactly on time because you are learning this during the shift. Most people will learn this 2 or 3 years too late. You are learning it now. That gives you a massive advantage. That gives you a head start. That gives you time to prepare before the bigger changes arrive. Now let me give you another story. This is about Daniel. Daniel worked in a restaurant as a server. He earned enough to pay his bills, but he felt stuck. When the pandemic arrived, he lost his job. He panicked. He thought everything was over, but Daniel decided to adapt. He learned simple online skills. He learned basic graphic design. He learned basic video editing. He learned how to use online tools. Within 7 months, he built a freelance business. Within 1 year, he earned more than he ever made as a server. He did not go to college. He did not have money. He did not have special connections. He simply responded to the shift. This is what you can do too. Small steps, small skills, small improvements. These add up faster than you think. You must remember this. The world does not reward people who wait. The world rewards people who move. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates opportunities. This is why continuing to learn is so important. This is why staying aware is so important. This is why preparing early is so important. You are not powerless in this shift. You are the driver. You choose how you respond. You choose how you grow. You choose how you position yourself. And you are choosing wisely by staying focused on this information. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow by understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly. These are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has 3 major shifts. Money is more expensive, trade is less global, technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Now we need to talk about something deeper, something that does not appear on the news, something that does not show up in charts, something that is not discussed by economists, but something that affects your daily life more than anything else. This is the psychological part of the economic shift, because when the world changes, people change. People think differently. People behave differently. People make decisions differently. And these decisions shape their financial future. There are 3 emotional reactions people have during an economic transformation: fear, denial, adaptation. Fear is natural. Fear makes people freeze. Fear makes people panic. Fear makes people avoid important decisions. Denial is dangerous. Denial makes people pretend nothing is changing. Denial makes people hold on to old habits. Denial makes people ignore warning signs. Denial makes people fall behind. Adaptation is powerful. Adaptation makes people grow. Adaptation makes people learn. Adaptation makes people move forward even when things are uncertain. Right now, you are choosing adaptation. This choice alone separates you from millions of people who are still stuck in fear or denial. Let me show you how mindset affects your financial future. Imagine two people working the same job, same salary, same hours, same lifestyle. They look identical on paper. The first person feels fear about the economy. They avoid learning new skills. They avoid new opportunities. They wait for things to go back to normal. They feel stuck. The second person feels aware. They learn one new tool each month. They build a small income stream on the side. They invest small amounts consistently. They prepare before pressure increases. They feel in control. In 2 years, their lives will look completely different. One will be anxious. One will be confident. One will feel limited. One will feel free. This difference does not come from intelligence. It comes from mindset. It comes from willingness to adapt. It comes from action. Let me give you another real story. This is about a woman named Michelle. Michelle worked in an office for 10 years. She was reliable. She was responsible. She was consistent. But she never learned new technology. She avoided new software. She avoided online tools. She told herself she was not a tech person. Then her company introduced new systems. They asked employees to use advanced tools. Michelle resisted. She felt uncomfortable. She felt overwhelmed, but other employees adapted. They learned quickly. They embraced the new tools. They became more valuable. 6 months later, Michelle was replaced, not because she was bad, not because she was lazy, but because she refused to adapt. Now, let me tell you about another person from the same company. His name is Tony. Tony was not a tech expert either. He felt confused at first. He felt lost, but he made a different choice. He said, I will learn slowly. I will not rush. I will take my time. I will practice every day. He learned a few simple tools. Then he learned a few more. Then he started helping others. He became the go-to person for solving problems. Tony kept his job. Tony earned a promotion. Tony became essential to the company, same tools, same pressure, different response. This is the power of adaptation. This is the power of mindset. This is the power of taking small steps. Now I want to talk about something practical. In this economic shift, you cannot afford emotional spending. You cannot afford emotional decision making. You cannot afford emotional reactions. You must replace emotional habits with strategic habits. This means slowing down before making financial decisions. This means asking yourself why you are spending. This means knowing the difference between a want and a need. This means being honest with yourself. People often feel embarrassed about money. People hide their financial struggles. People pretend everything is fine. This prevents them from improving. You must be honest with yourself. You must face your numbers. You must face your habits. You must face your weaknesses. This honesty will free you. This honesty will protect you. This honesty will improve your future. Let me tell you one more story. This is about a man named Henry. Henry worked a decent job. He earned enough to survive, but he had no savings. He had no plan. He lived paycheck to paycheck. One day, he decided to list every dollar he spent. He wrote down each transaction. He tracked every cost. He faced his spending without hiding. In 1 month, Henry discovered something surprising. He spent more money on emotional purchases than necessities. He bought snacks when stressed. He ordered food when bored. He shopped online when tired. This pattern kept him stuck. This pattern kept him broke. This pattern kept him behind. When he saw his habits clearly, he made small changes. He removed one emotional habit at a time. He organized his spending. He started saving money. He started feeling in control. Within 8 months, his entire financial life changed, not because he earned more money, not because he worked more hours, but because he became aware. Awareness changes everything. Now let us connect this to the bigger shift. The economy is becoming more complex. The world is becoming more competitive. The job market is becoming more demanding. This means your emotional habits matter more than ever. If you stay calm, you will move clearly. If you stay aware, you will make smart decisions. If you stay focused, you will not get distracted. The shift rewards people who build discipline. The shift rewards people who stay organized. The shift rewards people who learn consistently. You do not need perfection. You do not need brilliance. You need consistency. You need small daily improvements. You need patience. This is how you grow in a transforming world. This is how you build a strong financial future. This is how you rise when others fall behind. You are already on the right path. You are learning. You are adapting. You are preparing. This is what success looks like during an economic shift. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow by understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly. These are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has three major shifts. Money is more expensive, trade is less global. Technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Now we need to talk about positioning. Positioning is one of the most powerful ideas in the new economy. Positioning is not about being the smartest. Positioning is not about working the longest hours. Positioning is about being in the right place with the right skills at the right time. When the economy shifts, value moves. Some skills lose value, some skills gain value, some jobs shrink, some jobs grow. Your goal is to position yourself where value is moving, not where it is leaving. Let me explain positioning with a simple example. Imagine two people working in a warehouse. Both do the same job. Both have the same responsibilities. Both earn the same income. One of them ignores technology. The other one learns how to use inventory software. The other one learns how to operate new equipment. The other one learns basic computer skills. When the company restructures, the first person becomes replaceable. The second person becomes valuable. The difference is not talent. The difference is positioning. Let me give you another example. Imagine someone working in a retail store. Sales are slowing. Customers are buying more online. The retail industry is changing. Most workers continue doing the same thing, but one worker starts learning online sales. They learn how to list products. They learn basic photography. They learn simple marketing tools. When the store starts building an online presence, who do you think gets promoted? The person who positioned themselves. This is why positioning matters. This is how opportunity moves in a changing world. Now let us apply this to you. Here are the 4 strongest positioning areas in the new economy: technology skills, communication skills, problem-solving skills, adaptation skills. Technology skills mean learning how to use modern tools, not becoming a programmer, not becoming an expert, just learning how to use simple software and AI tools that increase your output. Communication skills mean being able to explain ideas clearly, being able to write clearly, being able to work with people, being able to express your value. Problem-solving skills mean understanding how to fix issues, understanding how to find solutions, understanding how to take action instead of freezing. Adaptation skills mean learning quickly, adjusting quickly, being flexible, being willing to change when the world changes. These 4 skills will protect you in any career. These 4 skills will open opportunities in any industry. These 4 skills travel with you wherever you go. Now, I want to show you how positioning works in real life. This is the story of Sophia. Sophia worked in hospitality. She enjoyed her job, but the industry was unstable. She would lose hours when the hotel was slow. She felt anxious about the future. Instead of waiting, she decided to position herself. She learned simple digital tools. She learned customer communication skills. She learned basic social media management. She learned how to use AI writing tools. Within months, she started helping small businesses with online tasks. This gave her extra income. This gave her new skills. This gave her confidence. When her hotel reduced staff, Sophia did not panic. She already had another path. She already had clients. She already had income. She already had momentum. Sophia did not get lucky. She positioned herself early. You can do the same. This is how you remove fear from your future. This is how you build stability. This is how you stay ahead during economic change. Now let us talk about something important. Positioning is not about speed. Positioning is about direction. You do not need to change everything overnight. You only need to move in the right direction. If you learn one new skill each month, you will be ahead of most people. If you build one small income stream this year, you will be ahead of most people. If you reduce one emotional spending habit, you will be ahead of most people. If you stay consistent, your growth will be unstoppable. Everyone wants big results fast, but the people who win during economic shifts are the people who improve slowly and consistently. Small steps beat big promises. Small actions beat big intentions. Small progress beats waiting forever. Let me give you one more story. This is about a young man named Omar. Omar worked a normal job. His paycheck was enough to survive, but not enough to grow. He felt frustrated. But instead of giving up, he decided to improve his positioning. He learned one new skill every month for a year. He learned editing, he learned online tools, he learned communication, he learned basic analytics. At the end of the year, he had 12 new skills. Not one massive skill, 12 small skills. When he applied for new jobs, he stood out. He was not average anymore. He was valuable. Omar tripled his income in 1 year. Not because he became brilliant, not because he became lucky, but because he positioned himself better. This is your path too. This is how you rise in the new economic world. This is how you stay ahead of the curve. This is how you build control over your future. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be moving. You need to be improving. You need to be aware. And you are. This is how you build a strong financial future. This is how you rise when others fall behind. You are already on the right path. You are learning. You are adapting. You are preparing. This is what success looks like during an economic shift. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward. If you respond correctly, the people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow by understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly. These are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has three major shifts. Money is more expensive, trade is less global, technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Now, we need to talk about the long-term view of this economic shift. Most people only think about the next month. They think about next week. They think about their next paycheck. They do not think about the next 5 years. They do not think about the next decade. But the long-term view is where the real opportunity is. When the world changes, it creates new winners. These new winners are not always the richest. They are not always the most educated. They are not always the most talented. They are the most prepared. Think about the people who invested in technology early. Think about the people who learned online skills early. Think about the people who adapted early. They are ahead today because they moved before the pressure arrived. You have the same chance right now. This economic shift is still in the early stages. Most people do not understand it yet. Most people think everything will go back to normal. But the truth is that a new normal is forming. And you have the ability to shape your place in it. Let us break down the long-term opportunities that this shift will create. There are three major areas where new opportunities will grow: digital work, flexible careers, global skills. Digital work is work that can be done from anywhere. This includes online services, content creation, digital marketing, freelance work, customer support, and many more. Digital work gives you freedom. Digital work gives you options. Digital work gives you stability. As companies reduce office costs, digital work will grow even faster. Flexible careers are careers that can shift with the economy. These careers do not depend on one location. These careers do not depend on one industry. These careers do not depend on one employer. Flexible careers survive any economic storm. Flexible careers move with the world instead of fighting the world. Global skills are skills that work in any country. Skills like communication, skills like design, skills like writing, skills like management, skills like problem solving, skills like using modern technology. These skills make you valuable everywhere. They give you opportunities beyond your local environment. Now let me explain why this matters. The economy today is not just changing jobs, it is changing the meaning of a job. A job used to be a place. A job used to be a building. A job used to be a company. Now a job is a skill. Now a job is a service. Now a job is value. This is the biggest transformation of our generation. People who understand this will rise. People who ignore this will struggle. Let me give you another story to make this real. This is about a woman named Alina. Alina was a school teacher. She loved teaching, but she felt financially trapped. Her salary barely covered her needs. She had no savings. She felt stuck. One day she decided to try something new. She started teaching simple lessons online. First, she taught only 5 students, then 10 students. Then she created small online courses. Then she learned basic video editing. Then she learned how to market her lessons. Within a year, Alina earned more from her online lessons than her full-time job. She did not quit teaching because she loved it, but she now had options. She now had freedom. She now had a new path, all because she used her existing skill in a new way. This is the type of opportunity the economic shift creates. You already have skills. You already have strengths. You already have value. You only need to express them in new ways. Now let us talk about something powerful. The modern economy rewards people who build assets. In the past, assets meant land or property. Today, assets can be digital. For example, a small online course is an asset. Assets make money even when you are not working. Assets reduce pressure. You must position yourself in industries that are growing, not shrinking. You must position yourself where the economy is moving next. Here are the 4 strongest positioning areas in the new economy: technology skills, communication skills, problem-solving skills, adaptation skills. Technology skills mean learning how to use modern tools, not becoming a programmer, not becoming an expert, just learning how to use simple software and AI tools that increase your output. Communication skills mean being able to explain ideas clearly, being able to write clearly, being able to work with people, being able to express your value. Problem-solving skills mean understanding how to fix issues. Assets give you freedom. Assets build long-term stability. You must start building assets while the shift is still early. Many people will wait, then they will start too late. You have the chance to start now. Now I want to talk about a mindset that will help you win long-term. This is the mindset of continuous learning. Continuous learning means you never become outdated. Continuous learning means you do not fear change. Continuous learning means you rise higher each year. You do not need big learning steps. You need small weekly improvements. You need simple new skills. You need short tutorials. You need consistent practice. This is enough to stay ahead of most people. Another important part of the long-term view is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back. Resilience is the ability to keep moving even when things are difficult. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly. Economic shifts create challenges. They create pressure. They create uncertainty. But people with resilience keep going. They keep learning. They keep improving. They keep growing. Resilience does not come from strength. Resilience comes from consistency. Every small improvement builds resilience. Every small success builds confidence. Every small step builds momentum. This momentum will carry you through the years ahead. This momentum will separate you from people who give up early. This momentum will open opportunities you never expected. Now let me leave you with something clear. The future will belong to people who stay adaptable. The future will belong to people who stay aware. The future will belong to people who build skills. The future will belong to people who prepare early. This is your chance to join that group. This is your moment to build a stronger future. Not becoming a programmer, not becoming an expert, just learning how to use simple software and AI tools that increase your output. Communication skills mean being able to explain ideas clearly, being able to write clearly, being able to work with people, being able to express your value. Problem-solving skills mean understanding how to fix issues. You do not need a huge business. You need small actions that grow over time. You need small wins that build confidence. You need small steps that create momentum. The 5th pillar is protecting your long-term future. This means saving consistently. This means investing wisely. This means reducing high-interest debt. This means preparing early for unexpected events. This means building a strong foundation today to avoid stress tomorrow. These 5 pillars will keep you safe. These 5 pillars will help you rise. These 5 pillars will make you stronger than the economic shift itself. Now let me give you something extremely practical. Namely, a simple plan you can follow starting today. This plan removes confusion. This plan gives you direction. This plan works for everyone. Step 1, choose one skill to learn this month, not 10 skills, just one. One skill that increases your earning power. Step 2, remove one unnecessary expense this month, just one. This creates room in your budget. Step 3, Start one small income idea. It does not need to be big. It does not need to be perfect. It only needs to exist. Step 4. Organize your money using one simple system: one account for bills, one account for spending, one account for savings. This brings clarity. Step 5. Make one long term decision this month. This could be saving a small amount. This could be paying down a small debt. This could be learning a long term skill. This could be preparing for a big goal. If you do these 5 steps every month, your life will transform, not through force, not through stress, not through luck, through consistent progress. Let me tell you another story. This is about a man named Victor. Victor struggled financially for years. He felt like everything he tried failed. He felt like the world was against him. Then he discovered one simple idea: small steps, small habits, small wins. Victor made one improvement each month. He learned one skill. He reduced one expense. He built one income stream. He organized one part of his money. He made one long-term decision. After 12 months, Victor felt different. He was more confident, he was more stable, he was more prepared, he had more opportunities. The shift did not defeat him, he grew with it. You can do the same. You are already doing the same by listening to this. You are preparing early, you are learning during the shift, you are moving before the pressure increases. This is how you win in the new economic world. This is how you build a strong future for yourself. This is how you stay ahead while others fall behind. You are on the right path. This is how you build a strong financial future. This is how you rise when others fall behind. You are already on the right path. You are learning, you are adapting, you are preparing. This is what success looks like during an economic shift. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow by understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly. These are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has 3 major shifts. Money is more expensive. Trade is less global. Technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Now we need to move into the part that most people ignore, but is one of the biggest factors in financial success: your environment. Your environment shapes your choices. Your environment shapes your habits. Your environment shapes your future. Even if you have strong discipline, your environment can still pull you backward if it is not aligned with your goals. There are 3 types of environments that affect your financial growth: your physical environment, your digital environment, your social environment. All 3 work together. If one of them is weak, your progress slows down. Let us talk about the physical environment first. Your physical environment is the place you live in, the place you work in, the place you spend most of your time. This environment can either motivate you or drain you. If your physical space is messy, your mind becomes messy. If your physical space is chaotic, your thoughts become chaotic. If your physical space is disorganized, your decisions become disorganized. A clean space gives you clarity. A clean space gives you control. A clean space gives you focus. You do not need a big home. You do not need expensive furniture. You do not need a perfect office. You need a clear area where you can think, a space where you can work, a space where you can plan, a space where you feel in control. Now let us talk about the digital environment. This is the environment that most people never think about. Your digital environment is your phone, your apps, your notifications, your social media, your browser, your daily usage patterns. Your digital environment can build your future or destroy it. It can make you productive or distracted. It can make you focused or anxious. It can make you organized or lost. You need to clean your digital environment, remove apps you do not use, turn off notifications that distract you, follow people who inspire you, unfollow people who drain you, use tools that improve your skills, avoid content that pulls you backward. Your phone should be a tool, not a trap. Your computer should be a machine for growth, not a machine for distraction. Your digital habits must align with your goals. Now let us talk about the social environment. This is the most powerful environment of all. The people around you influence your mindset. They influence your decisions. They influence your beliefs. They influence your expectations. If you spend time with people who complain, you will complain. If you spend time with people who fear the future, you will fear the future. If you spend time with people who refuse to grow, you will stop growing too. But if you spend time with people who learn, you will learn. If you spend time with people who improve, you will improve. If you spend time with people who think big, you will think big. Your environment becomes your mirror. You do not need to cut people out of your life. You do not need to isolate yourself. You simply need to choose where your attention goes. Spend more time around people who inspire you. Spend less time around people who drain you. Protect your focus, protect your energy, protect your future. Now, let me give you a story that shows the power of environment. This is about a young woman named Rena. Rena wanted to improve her life. She wanted more income. She wanted more confidence. She wanted more stability, but her environment held her back. Her apartment was chaotic. Her friends were negative. Her phone was filled with distractions. Her life felt stuck. One day she decided to change her environment before changing her habits. She cleaned her room. She organized her desk. She deleted distracting apps. She followed inspiring channels. She started spending more time with people who supported her goals. Within 3 months, Rena felt different. She felt calmer. She felt clearer. She felt more focused. She learned faster. She worked smarter. She gained confidence. Nothing else changed except her environment. But her environment changed her. This is the hidden power most people ignore. They try to build discipline while living in a chaotic environment. They try to learn new skills while being surrounded by distractions. They try to succeed while spending time with people who discourage them. It does not work. You need an environment that supports your goals. You need a space that reminds you of your direction. You need surroundings that make growth easier. Now, let me give you something practical. A simple environment reset plan you can start today. Step 1, clear one small area of your home. This becomes your thinking space. Step 2, remove 10 digital distractions from your phone. This opens your mental space. Step 3, spend less time with one negative influence. This protects your emotional space. Step 4, follow people who align with your future. This strengthens your mindset. Step 5, create one daily habit that connects you to your goals. This anchors your growth. If you do this, your environment will stop working against you. It will start working for you, and your financial decisions will become stronger. Your habits will become easier, your confidence will increase, your progress will accelerate. You must understand this truth. Your environment is not just where you live. Your environment is who you become. If you fix the environment, you fix the path. If you fix the path, you fix the future. You are already becoming someone stronger. You are already gaining awareness. You are already learning the new rules of the economy. You are already preparing for the shift. And now you are building the environment that will support everything you are becoming. This is how you grow with the world instead of falling behind. This is how you build a future that is stable. This is how you take control during uncertain times. You are doing the right things. You are moving in the right direction. You are building the right habits. You are creating the right environment, and your future will reflect this effort. This is how you build a strong financial future. This is how you rise when others fall behind. You are already on the right path. You are learning. You are adapting. You are preparing. This is what success looks like during an economic shift. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow by understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly. These are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has 3 major shifts. Money is more expensive. Trade is less global. Technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Now we need to talk about timing. Timing is one of the most underrated forces in financial success. People think success comes only from hard work. People think success comes only from skill. People think success comes only from luck or opportunity, but timing is the invisible factor that shapes everything. Right now is one of the most important moments of your lifetime. This economic shift is not a small change. It is not a temporary phase. It is a long-term transformation, and you are living inside the early stage of it. People who move early during big shifts always get the biggest rewards. People who move late always struggle the most. This is why awareness matters so much right now. Let me give you an example. During the early days of the internet, most people ignored it. They thought it was a trend. They thought it was temporary. They thought it was a hobby for tech people. But a small group of people moved early. They built websites. They learned new skills. They created online businesses. They positioned themselves for the future. Today, those people dominate entire industries, not because they were smarter, not because they were richer, but because they moved before everyone else. You are in the same position right now with the current economic shift. Most people are pretending nothing is happening. Most people are waiting for the old world to return. Most people are ignoring the signs, but you are learning the new rules now. You are adapting early. You are preparing before the pressure increases. This timing will give you a massive advantage over the next few years. Let us talk about why timing matters in your personal financial life. Timing affects when you build skills. Timing affects when you create income streams. Timing affects when you reduce debt. Timing affects when you start saving. The earlier you start, the easier everything becomes. Even a small action taken early is more powerful than a big action taken late. A small investment started early grows more. A small skill learned early pays more. A small habit built early becomes stronger. A small opportunity taken early becomes bigger. This is why today matters. This is why now matters. Let me give you a personal story from someone who learned this the hard way. His name is Aaron. Aaron had dreams of starting a business. He talked about it for years. He wanted freedom. He wanted control. He wanted stability, but he kept delaying. He said he would start next month. Then he said he would start next year. Then he said he would start when things felt right, but the perfect moment never came. Meanwhile, a friend of his named Marcus started early. Marcus did not wait for the perfect moment. He started a small online service. He made mistakes. He learned slowly. He improved over time. 3 years later, Marcus was earning a full-time income from his small business. 3 years later, Aaron was in the exact same place, same job, same stress, same paycheck, same problems. The difference was timing. Marcus acted early, Aaron acted late, and late action is expensive. This is the reality of timing. If you start early, even small steps grow fast. If you start late, even big steps feel slow. Now let me connect timing to the global shift happening right now. Economic shifts create windows of opportunity. These windows do not stay open forever. They open for a few years, then they close. The window for digital opportunity opened around 2010. It exploded around 2020. It is still open now, but it is becoming competitive. The window for AI opportunity opened recently. It is still extremely early. Most people have no idea how to use AI. Most people do not understand how powerful it is. Most people do not realize how quickly it will grow. You have the advantage of being early. You have the advantage of learning now. You have the advantage of moving before the crowd. This timing alone can change the next 10 years of your life. Now let us talk about a powerful truth. Opportunity is not lost. Opportunity is passed on to someone else. If you hesitate too long, someone else takes the opportunity that was meant for you. Someone else learns the skill. Someone else takes the job. Someone else starts the business. Someone else gets ahead. This is why timing matters. This is why action matters. This is why small steps today are more valuable than big steps tomorrow. Let me give you one final story about timing. This is about a man named Leo. Leo learned about investing when he was young. He learned that small investments grow over time, but he ignored it. He said he would invest later. Later never came. He reached his 30s with nothing saved. Then suddenly, he realized he needed stability. He started investing small amounts, but he felt frustrated because he started late. Meanwhile, his younger friend who invested small amounts early had thousands saved, not because he invested more, but because he started earlier. Timing was the difference. Timing created the gap. Timing shaped their futures. This is the same for skills. This is the same for habits. This is the same for opportunities. This is the same for income. Start early and you win. Start late and you chase. You are starting early by listening to this. You are starting early by learning what others ignore. You are starting early by building the mindset that wins during economic shifts. You are positioning yourself at the front of the wave instead of behind it. This is how people rise. This is how people grow. This is how people transform their future. You are doing the right thing by moving now. Your timing is perfect. This is how you build a strong financial future. This is how you rise when others fall behind. You are already on the right path. You are learning. You are adapting. You are preparing. This is what success looks like during an economic shift. Technology is accelerating. It feels overwhelming at first, but it is actually an opportunity, a major opportunity. This shift can push you forward if you respond correctly. The people who freeze will struggle. The people who adapt will grow. You can be one of the people who grow by understanding this world and positioning yourself correctly. These are all signals that the economic bridge is changing. We are entering a new era. This new era has three major shifts. Money is more expensive. Trade is less global. Technology is changing how value is created. Let us talk about each one in a simple human way. Now, we need to talk about the deeper reason why this economic shift matters. Because this shift is not only about money, this shift is not only about jobs, this shift is not only about technology, this shift is about identity. This shift is about who you become in a changing world. When the world changes, you are given a choice. You can hold on to the old version of yourself, or you can build a stronger version of yourself, the version of you that survives uncertainty, the version of you that adapts, the version of you that grows, the version of you that leads. This shift is forcing humanity to evolve. Some people will resist it, some people will ignore it, some people will fear it, but a small group will rise because of it. That small group will be the people who embrace growth. Let us talk about what personal growth looks like in this new economy. It does not look like perfection. It does not look like big dramatic changes. It looks like small daily improvement. It looks like steady progress. It looks like building habits that support your future. One of the strongest habits you can build during this shift is reflection. Reflection means looking at your choices honestly. Reflection means understanding where you can improve. Reflection means learning from mistakes instead of avoiding them. Reflection means adjusting with intention. Another important habit is discipline, not strict discipline, not painful discipline, but consistent discipline. Discipline that you can actually follow every day, discipline that feels natural, discipline that supports your goals. Let me explain something important about discipline. Discipline is not about forcing yourself. Discipline is about designing your environment so that good choices become easy. Discipline becomes simple when your space supports your behavior. This is why we talked about environment earlier. Now let us talk about confidence. Confidence will be one of your greatest strengths in this new economic world. Confidence does not come from success. Confidence comes from readiness. Confidence comes from knowing you can adapt. Confidence comes from knowing you can learn. Confidence comes from knowing you can rebuild if needed. This is why learning simple skills is so important. Every new skill adds confidence. Every improvement increases confidence. Every small win builds trust in yourself. Confidence is not a personality trait. Confidence is proof that you can depend on yourself. Now, let me give you another story. This is about a woman named Hannah. Hannah was always afraid of economic changes. She feared losing her job. She feared making mistakes. She feared falling behind. One day, a friend told her something simple. Your fear is not about the world.